Have you spent your life fighting a war you can never win? We struggle against sex. We wrestle with anger, treating them like enemies living inside us. But what if there is no need to fight? What if the very energy dragging you down is the only fuel that can lift you up? Think of atomic energy. It can light up 1,000,000 homes, or it can destroy a city in seconds. The energy is the same. The difference is how you use it. Sex and anger are your raw life forces. Suppress them, and they become a poison in your subconscious. But transform them, and you unlock the gateway to creativity, brilliancy, and the divinity. This is the alchemy of the soul. Today, we learn the art of the changeover. We discover how a simple shift in diet can cool the fires of lust, and how waiting just 24 hours can turn rage into wisdom. We are moving from the physical to the cosmic, from the root to the crown. Do not waste this power. Do not remain a victim of your biology. Learn to witness, learn to transform, and rise to the peak of ecstasy. Let's master the energy of life together. Watch now.
Today's topic for the satsang is on the practice regarding sex and anger. Whoever wishes to understand this path often spends their entire life fighting against sex and anger, whereas there is no need to fight them. Sex and anger are life energies, they are our powers. If the power of sex and anger did not exist, our state would be like that of a dead person. Sex and anger should never be misunderstood. Their transformation in life, their changeover, is what leads us to the peak of spirituality. For instance, observe how you light a fire in your house. It cooks your food. You use the fire and remain healthy, so this is indeed a power. With this same fire, you can also burn down your house, making it a destructive power. The power is the same, the question is how you utilize that power. If there were no fire, how would food be cooked? Yet, with it, you can also burn a house. Therefore, sex and anger are powers. Only by their transformation can you reach the heights of life. And if you wish, you can run the world using these two. The entire human race in the world is operating itself through sex and anger. Sex enters your mind, anger enters your mind, and all the issues of the world, all the problems, arise because of this. If you transform it, it is a massive energy. Just as you can generate electricity, power, from atomic energy, and that electricity brings light to your home. It is energy, the same energy. And with this same atomic energy, you can make a bomb, drop it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and destroy cities. So, the energy is the same, only its transformation is different. If there were no atomic energy, you could neither build a power plant nor destroy a country. Therefore, you must understand the art of transformation in life. If you transform your energy, immense creativity will arise within you. You can create something new. If we take the power of sex, it gives birth to a new child. There is new creativity. Using this same power, great science can be invented. That too is creativity. The energy is the same. And if you do not know transformation, you can waste this energy. More than 90% of the human race is merely misusing this power. It is ruining their health, they lack vitality, and they lack creativity. This whole game is about the transformation of energy. Learning this art is very necessary. God has given you this energy from birth. When a child turns 14, the energy of sex begins to generate. As the energy of sex develops, if you look closely, at the age of 16, whether a boy or a girl, you cannot estimate how much energy they possess. It is because of this energy that we say, Sweet 16. What does Sweet 16 mean? There is beauty in it, there is energy in it, there is attraction, there is creativity. But if this finds the wrong path, it can lead to such a downfall that you cannot recover from that. Conversely, if one finds a positive direction, your health can improve, your intellect can develop, and your consciousness can evolve so much that it might not happen even after lifetimes of practice. So, the transformation of energy is what life is all about. The question arises here, how can this energy be transformed? A person struggles with sex all their life because the force of sex's energy is so fast that it is difficult to stop. The Lord has intentionally made it so. The Lord wants you to engage in creativity so that your progeny increases. That is why the population has crossed 8 billion today. The Lord wants this, which is why He put no restriction on this energy. But if you can keep yourself within a boundary and stop the flow of this power from flowing out of the body, only then can you rise above sex. Whether it is a woman or a man, this does not need to be taught, it happens on its own. But if you have even a little understanding, if you try to gain a little knowledge in this, you will understand that this is life energy. This life energy can strengthen our consciousness, it can produce progeny, it can build our body, and it can develop our mind. So, how do we transform it? To understand this, the first thing is, if you truly want the transformation of this power, do not fight with it. We fight sex to suppress it. The energy of sex is flowing downwards, but we fight it so that it doesn't flow down, and we try to control it forcibly. When erotic feelings arise within you and you try to control them, they move into your subconscious mind. And when they go into the subconscious, they wake you up in the dream state and keep exciting you. So, the biggest thing is, do not try to stop it, try to transform it. There are two things here that must be understood. First, its force will naturally be downwards. The Lord has made it so. If you want to take its force upwards and you practice Mula Bandha, which is a different technique, then the gate or valve below will not open downwards but will attempt to take this force upwards. When water cannot go down and another direction upwards is open, it will go up. This process will be very slow. This is a vast science called Kundalini science. Fundamentally, try to understand that with Mula Bandha, the flow of energy does not go downwards but begins to climb upwards slowly as Kundalini power. It goes through the 7 chakras, from Muladhara to Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agya, and finally to Sahasrara. When it reaches Sahasrara, it meets the cosmic power, and as soon as the union with cosmic power happens, one experiences Samadhi or state of ecstasy. Samadhi means solution to everything, Sab-Samadhan. This is a very long process. The beginning method is this, but I will try to tell you what needs to be done initially. In the long run, you have to walk this path if you want to reach the state of Samadhi or state of ecstasy. In the beginning, try to understand that we receive this power from our food. The energy you get from the food you eat, half of that energy is used just to digest that food. The remaining half runs your heart rate, gives power to your brain, and provides strength for the work you do all day. When the body has consumed the food, the 5, 7, or 10% energy that remains as an energy reserve transforms into sexual energy. So, as the power increases, the force of sex begins to increase within you because excess power is coming in. So, first of all, there is no need to do too much, eat only as much food, take only as many calories as are required for your physical tasks to run comfortably. Do not take excess food. If you take excess food, sex will increase greatly within you. Science has conducted a very good experiment. They took 4 or 5 young men who had very high erotic power. Under observation, they were given the minimum food necessary to stay alive, not fall sick, and keep their life processes running. After a few days, they observed that the attraction towards sex in those young men began to decrease because the food did not provide enough extra energy for them to move towards sex. After the life processes ran, there was not enough surplus strength in them to even think about sex. They were shown pornographic pictures and everything was done, but the feeling of sex did not arise in them. This made it clear that sex is directly related to your food. Therefore, by keeping food under control, the power of sex can be controlled. If you definitely want to control your sexual power, take a completely balanced diet. This way, you won't have to struggle to conquer sex. The second point here is that sex must not be controlled by force. If you control it forcibly, you will start having wet dreams, feelings of sex will appear in dreams. On the other hand, if you do not control your food and indulge too much in sex, your reputation in society will be destroyed. Everyone in society will think that this person is not right, he is going down the wrong path. You have to walk by saving yourself from both these situations. Always remember one thing: everything in the world is very temporary. If the feeling of sex arises within you, let it come. Observe it with the power of your mind, watch it, witness it. As soon as you witness it, the feeling of sex will decrease. Just like a child who is very excited, if you look into their eyes, the child will calm down. Similarly, if the force of sex is high within you, keep watching it. By watching, it will gradually begin to decrease. The second most important thing to transform this power in life is, do some creative work mentally. If you want to go into science, read modern inventions of science so that your energy transfers there. Because sexual energy is creative energy. If you direct it there, your attention will move to creative works. All the scientists the world has seen were fundamentally made by the transformation of sexual energy, whether they knew it or not. So, a true wise person is creative. It is through its transformation that great researches happen. But if you apply it only to routine works, your muscle power will increase, but there will be no creativity, and this energy will not be transformed. Try to do some creative work so that the energy transforms. As the energy transforms, the feeling of sex will affect you less. If you look at it more deeply, sex is actually born in your mind. If you can bring your mind to a no-mind state, which is a process of sadhana and which I will explain today, then in that state, the energy of sex will have less effect on the mind, and it can be restrained. If that happens, sex will not affect you at all, and in that state, you will rise above it. So here I have told you two things. 1. Stay in a no-mind state. 2. If any feeling arises, just look at it, observe it, do not fight it. And thirdly, eat only as much food as not to generate excess energy. If you take care of these 3 or 4 things, it won't take you long to rise above sex. Apart from this, if you focus your attention on your breath, you will gradually see that the speed of your breath will start decreasing. As soon as the breath rate decreases, the mind will receive less energy, because the mind gets energy from the breath. When the mind gets less energy, the mind will gradually come into a no-mind state. When it comes into the no-mind state, even if the energy of sex is there, since the mind is not active, sex will have no effect there. And if the mind is engaged in some creative work, you will not even sense sex. As this state begins, the flow of your power will start moving upwards instead of downwards. Power will come from Muladhara to Swadhisthana, then to Manipura. Slowly, in a few years, the power will reach the Sahasrara chakra. As soon as it reaches there, consider that you have conquered sex. Conquering sex becomes a huge goal of life. Then you will have surplus energy, which you can use however you wish. In this way, you will be able to control sex, give birth to creativity within you, and the path to union with the divine will also open up. You must have seen a wall clock, pendulum. When the needle goes to one side and reaches the extreme, it starts turning back towards the zero position and goes to the other side. It keeps swinging like this. The meaning here is that if you go to the extreme limit of sex, you will try to leave it and go back in the other direction, means towards detachment. But there, when you go to the other direction, after some time you again swing back to the first direction again. My point is that no matter how much you indulge in sex, you can never be satisfied. There is a story of a king. When he turned 100 years old, his time of death arrived. The messengers of death, Yamdut, came and asked to him, "We have come to take you." He said, "I am not satisfied with my life. I do not want to go." The messengers said, "We can work out a solution. If you do not want to go and you have more than 50 children, if any child is ready to die in your behalf, his same life will be given to you." The youngest son, who was about 20 years old, thought, "My father is not satisfied even after turning 100, so how can I be satisfied? It is better that I leave the world and let my father enjoy my youth." He thought, "Let my father enjoy my life," and he gave his life for him. The father got another 100 years. This happened repeatedly. The messengers came 10 times and the king lived for 1,000 years, yet he was not satisfied with sex and erotic feelings. The meaning of this story is simply that the more you indulge in this, the more it will keep tormenting you again and again. There is only one way to rise above this: change the path of your energy, transform it. It is not like eating food where I am satisfied. Tomorrow the desire will arise again, the day after it will arise again. But if this transformation happens, then this energy will go upwards and merge into the cosmos, and going there it will romance with God, then the sexual power will not torment you. There is only one single way to rise above sex: transform your energy to merge with cosmic energy and enter the state of Samadhi or state of ecstasy. This will resolve your life, you will rise above sex, and you will also realize the divine. All this is the brilliance of sexual energy. I will call it brilliancy. If this energy did not exist, you could not even meet the divine. Therefore, the energy of sex is worthy of worship. This entire universe is a form of sexual energy. The grain that grows on this earth is also sexual energy. The flowers you see are also sexual energy. Coal and diamonds coming out of the ground are also sexual energy. I will expand on this sometime later. This world is entirely creative energy. Call it erotic energy, creative energy, or God's power. The names are different, the things are all one. So, consider this energy worshipworthy and just transform it, then you will attain the supreme bliss of life, greater than which there is no joy. Now we come to anger. Anger is an equally powerful energy. To understand anger, first, you have to understand your body to see if there is any illness within you, like blood pressure, etc. Because anger also comes more due to high blood pressure. If there is something like this, fix that first and then try to control anger. Anger is also a fire. Understand the fire of anger in this way. Suppose your vessel is for 1 liter of milk, you poured 900 grams of milk into it and lit a fire underneath. The milk will boil and start spilling over. The meaning is that if your capacity is low, the mind's capacity is low, and you have a lot of power, be it the power of wealth or the power of position, then you cannot handle it. It will keep coming out as anger. To control anger, you will have to increase your mental power. Understand increasing mental power like this. Your vessel is now for 5 liters of milk and there is only 1 liter of milk in it. No matter how much fire burns underneath, that milk will never spill out. Meaning, if your mental power is very high, then no matter how much someone provokes you, you will not lose your temper. If your mental power increases, the mind will become so calm that anger will not torment you. The biggest thing to control anger is to increase your mental power. And how can mental power increase? That too increases only by Kundalini power. We have only one power, always remember this, the power of sex or desire. There is no other power. You can use that power for mental development, for spiritual development, and for meeting the divine. With that same power, you can build your body and your creativity. The power is only one. Use it however you wish. To control anger, you will have to increase your mental power and treat your physical elements so that there is no physical illness. After that, keep such a resolution in your mind that the reason for which I get angry, I will not get angry at it today, I will postpone it until tomorrow. There is a very good story. A father was on his deathbed. He had no wealth. He had only one son. He called his son and said, "Son, I have nothing to give you. Right now you are only 8 to 9 years old. I am leaving a letter written in this envelope. When you turn 20, open and read it. I have used this all my life. If you do it, you will get great joy and peace." Saying this, the father passed away. The son kept that letter. When he turned 20 to 22, suddenly his eyes fell on the letter and he remembered his father. He opened the letter. There was nothing special in the letter, just one sentence written, "Whenever anger comes, tell yourself that I will give the answer to this anger after 24 hours. And the second sentence was, "I have followed this all my life. If you also follow this, you will face no difficulty." That boy followed his father's advice completely. Later he became a very great scientist and philosopher. He wrote very clearly in his book, "Whenever I got angry at someone, I used to tell them that I will give you the answer to this tomorrow." He wrote, "I used to think all night, and in 99% of cases, I felt that the person who caused the anger was not at fault. The fault was mine, that I created such a situation that he got angry. So I am the guilty one, right?" How is he guilty? He only gave a reaction. Thus, after 24 hours he could not get angry at all, and in this process, he kept improving himself. He improved himself so much that anger completely exited his life. In one or two situations he noted that the fault was the other person's. Then he explained to himself that that person is not that developed, not that understanding. He did not understand my point, which is why he is getting angry. He can be forgiven. He never got angry at anyone in his life, and all his enemies became his friends. The point is that if anger is to be controlled, one should not give an immediate reaction, but take wise action on it. And a man can take action only when he does not react and postpones the situation. If he postpones it for a day or a few hours, he cannot get angry. Meaning, instead of reacting, a man should take action, and to take action, one has to make a plan. In planning, one finds out what is right and what is bad. Therefore, that person could not get angry at all, and he reformed himself completely. The second way to stop anger is, first of all, do not stay with people who are very angry. Secondly, if you have already got angry, then start reverse counting in your mind. 100, 99, 98. As soon as you do reverse counting, your mental energy will divert and the anger will end. The third method for this is that if you have got angry, remember that anger is a strength. Pinch your body, like your thumb and finger, forcefully. The place where you pinch will feel pain. If there is pain, the anger energy of your mind will divert there. Actually, everything is a game of energy. You will forget to be angry. There are many such methods to stop anger. Apart from this, anger happens due to excitement. If your breath rate is very high, anger comes. So if you keep a watch on your breath, keep observing the breath, the speed of the breath will decrease. You will see that you have started becoming calm, anger will decrease, the heartbeat will decrease, and you will start living in a completely calm state. As soon as you are in a calm state, anger will not come. If you see that you are getting angry without any meaning, or for a reason you cannot even clarify, then in that condition you should engage yourself in physical exercise, so that the energy of anger goes into your muscle power. Sometimes anger also comes due to excess mental energy, so engage yourself in reading good literature or in some creative work so that that energy is utilized. Anger is a huge energy. Do not waste it, make proper use of it. If in that condition you start reading or writing something or do creative work, you will see that the work will be done with great peace and the energy will be well utilized. There are many such methods to transform energy. Whichever method is suitable for your temperament, it will reduce your anger. Changing the form of food, changing the type of food also reduces anger. You will have to look into yourself for this. Because of this reason, I can control myself. This feeling is possible only when you have inner vision, when you are with consciousness. And as soon as you are with consciousness, you are with the divine. When you are with the divine, you are with yourself. Control yourself completely. In short, I would just like to say, whether it is sex or anger or other kinds of what you call tendencies, they are just forms of energy. Transform the energy, and those forces which are destructive will emerge as a positive power for you. That is all I would like to say.